I mean, just because we're talking, and apparently the people like that. The one person who watches the show, Gymtopia. So sorry, I didn't publish last episode. I talked some real shit midway through it, and rather than edit it out, I decided to just delete the whole video. So you're not going to get it. I think the only thing we did was the fight against Kane, though. Like a really, really long fight against Kane that was multi-parted. Connor and I sat down and talked for like a solid 45 minutes without doing anything. But on rewatch, there were some things I talked about that I probably don't want out in the public, so...
I honestly don't remember what those might be, but now
don't worry about it.
I'm curious about the.
Don't worry. Listen, Connor. What if you say it out loud right now, and I'm like, "Well, gotta delete this one too."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I know what you mean. But that is funny. It is funny because people were asking for episodes, and I'm like, well, we just sort of. I feel like we sort of just did one, considering the gap between the previous one. You know, the gap between that one and what might have been the subsequent one, like today's episode, wouldn't feel that long.
See
if that construction makes any sense whatsoever. So, what map are we on?
I just finished Kane, and...
Okay, I'll check the...
It's either Glasgow City or Cobalt Beach.
I'll check the
one of those.
Well, Cobalt Beach is a thing, and then Fort Gareth is also a thing. Did we
just finished Gareth.
Gareth? Okay, so Cobalt Beach is next. Let's see. Meanwhile, don't waste any MP. If no one dies the whole time, consider yourself awesome. Okay, and then...
Yep, so yeah, the fight after that. I remember you saying that last time.
True. Yep. Cobalt Beach. Are you ready? Are you ready for the tactical... Are you ready, audience, for the tactical genius to be on display today?
They missed my tactical genius last time, which was pretty tactical and pretty genius.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a tough fight. Is it pause?
So Ash has mystic powers now. What is this place? Son of a traitor! Who said that? You sold out our country! You and your father are the shame of this land! I mean, look, this guy's obviously going to become a demigod and rule the country. Don't worry about it. Stop! Stop it! Traitor! Traitor!
You'll never be anything but a dirty lowlife. I hate you. I'll hate you for all eternity.
Stop! I like how everybody's moving except Amon, the flying guy. He's totally still.
And Zoar. Oh no, Zoar's moving.
Yeah. No, he's moving.
Yeah. Ash is still.
Sorry about that. You okay? You don't look... Oh, so there was the revelation last time that Eleni is also Lena. And Lena got sent back in time and would become Eleni.
What?
That happened. Well, Connor already partially spoiled that, and it just kind of made sense given the fact that they looked exactly the same and their names were basically the same. And
shocked.
Eleni was like, I don't really remember my childhood that well. And I'm like, same.
Repression is by design. It's a feature. Not a glitch. Or whatever. It's a feature, not a bug.
All right, Connor, give me the strategy here.
Okay, strategy.
It looks too straightforward and easy.
Yeah, this battle is awfully fun, if only because the enemies are horrible and you're absolutely and obsolete compared to the Crimson Army foes. What doubles the fun is that the hilltop, which separates the two forces, is lined with boulders that can be used as an easy way to have the MP of anything it hits. Only the bloodbaths and their paralysis-inflicting maws should give any trouble whatsoever. Another fun moment to be had is with Ash's Vandalier class, should it have been gotten. Okay, yeah, you don't have that. There's 3 items if you want them. Life Orb, Holy H2O, and Ragnarok. And, I don't know. Ragnarok sounds pretty good, but I guess depends on what's handy. Oh, these are all the treasures, so, like, these are all the... You can see them. Holy Orb. Life Orb.
It's not gonna make it. No reason not to stick the archers on the high ground, though. I mean, that's solid strategy all around.
Mm-hmm. This man, Shogun 2's.
I was ranked 99 worldwide for the first 2 weeks Shogun 2 was out.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that you were
amazing at that game. Yeah, I used the fear mechanics. It was dope.
I missed it when it came out. I played the first Shogun Total War, which I loved as a kid, but was not very good at it.
So let me just be clear here. I only played it for those 2 weeks, and once they made the intimidation strategy not do that, not be as good as it was, I quit entirely. I never played another online match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The intimidation rush, which is what I used in single-player games, turned out to be overpowered as hell in the online multiplayer. And they had to tune it down. Because what would happen is you would charge your general forward, they would charge their general forward. And if you found a place that their general's morale was not overlapping onto an infantry, if you use the intimidate move, that whole infantry unit would run away. And since in the multiplayer, you basically only got 2 infantry units, 1 unit of cavalry, and 1 unit of archers, if you could make an infantry unit run, first off, you could slaughter them from behind with the cavalry, absolutely decimate them. And whoever was blocking them, whatever infantry unit was blocking them, could wheel and sandwich the enemy line and just catch them out. Now, the intimidation doesn't last forever. It only lasts like 30 seconds or so until they pull themselves together. But those 30 seconds, you can just begin a murder train on that unit and any other unit that you can surround and slaughter. So they had to really tone that down.
Right, I can see that. I mean, I've watched some gameplay of Total War Warhammer, and it seems like the units are so perfectly balanced, but that as soon as, like, if you use one unit, you know, and it's like it's a complete rout, and like the other person doesn't take any losses from that, you know, that can be pretty decisive in a battle. And of course, presumably the same thing for Shogun. So it just creates a momentum that you can't escape.
We have to get that Total War Warhammer game going at some point.
Yeah, if Thrones of Decay ever wants to come out, like, ever, and if
I heard it's now 3-parter that's more expensive or something like that.
It's the same price as far as I can tell. I think it's the same price as Shadow, but they broke it up so you could pay for only one of the 3 factions or something like that.
Oh, I see. Because my understanding of the OP strategy right now is if you own the Elves DLC from way, way earlier, from like Total Warhammer 2, the OP strategy is to just go Sister Elves with the Elven lady that... Anyway, it's super OP is what I hear from the memes.
Ariel is very good. I mean, Sisters of Avalorn have always been just like, I mean, the I win button, really. And of course, she gets them at rank 3, tier 3. So that means she can have them in any settlement. So yeah, that's a pretty strong. And of course, Elves start out with no real contenders. Although I guess now in 3, they hey baby girl. 1 second.
He wasn't talking to you, I just to be really clear.
Yeah. It was not directed at you or the audience, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess now there's Slanesh on that island. So I mean, maybe he's a strong opponent to Ariel, but honestly, elves are just so good that I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the case. But Thrones of Decay, we're gonna get some dwarf stuff, so I'm very excited for that. I didn't buy Shadows of, like, whatever it is, Chaos. Partially because of the, all the drama. And also because, I mean, Zeech and Cathay are not very interesting factions to me.
I don't know that I have that many DLCs, but I do have some from 1 and 2, so I could pull out those old OP factions that are no longer OP. I could use the old knowledge, deep lore, as the kids call it nowadays.
Right. Yeah, I mean, probably Wood Elves are good. Wood Elves have always been really strong, I feel like.
They're telling me in a fantasy setting that elves are good.
Yeah.
I understand, Connor.
They get lots of things.
Now, you are an artist for an elf-based propaganda comic, correct?
we are
Elfaganda.
in favor of the elf stuff. Yes, that's true.
In the favor of the Lady Galarian, rewriting her past to make her seem more bloodthirsty and glorious, rather than the bureaucrat she actually was. Man, that's my headcanon for the Galarian series now, is that she was really just like having sex with a bunch of people all the time and was just like really mean to folks, and is like, wow, I gotta clean up my history now that my daughter's figuring out more stuff. Let's say that I killed a bunch of dragons and banged a ton of people before I met my husband. I want to be like Galadriel. Galadriel.
Galadriel. Yeah. This is one of those situations where she's going back and deleting her history.
That's my headcanon. That's my headcanon.
She's cleaning up her browser history here.
Charlie couldn't convince me otherwise, and neither can you. This is my new headcanon. I've decided on it. It's official for me. See, you're saying it very negatively, like she did bad stuff in the past, and I'm saying it very positively, that she had a really boring elven bureaucrat job, and now she's trying to make herself seem really badass because she's outlived everyone.
Yeah, I suppose that I did insert that more negative connotation than you did. I just thought the correlation to browser history was funny. Too tempting.
Browser history?
Too tempting to ignore, yeah.
Oh, this guy could be in trouble. Do grenades count as arrows? I guess not. Not a lot of damage. I really want to replay Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know why.
Gotta wait for the remake.
Got the masculine urge to replay Final Fantasy Tactics for the 4th time.
For me, I always get to the Warg city and the confrontation with Gafgarian.
Oh. Is it the one where they split the party in half and it's Ramza on one side of a gate?
Yes, yeah.
My favorite part about that is being a black mage and getting teleport and skipping 90% of the fight and just having Ramza teleport to the other side so he's not alone fighting Gafgarian or whatever.
The game is so broken in so many good ways.
Hey, don't get me wrong. The enemies also have OP bullshit as well. There's the double fight. Yes, there is. Absolutely. There's a double fight in the castle where the first part of the fight is against, like, the ram sign. demon, and then they take you to the roof. You can't switch your party or change anything in any way. You also can't level. And when you get there, you're fighting 3 vampires, and 2 of them move before your entire party, and will just absolutely delete anyone that they touch.
Are you sure you're talking about the
Generally regarded as the hardest fight in the whole game is those back-to-back double battles.
Yeah, but isn't that the Marquis of Elmdor fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't think he's Ram, but yes, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
He's a bad
I never had
dude.
a problem because I was always so overpowered in that game because I always like.
If you're ready for it, that's one thing. There are a lot of people that played tactics, and that was a wall they couldn't get over. Like, they had to go restart the game from the beginning and build their character specifically to face that battle.
I don't know. I mean,
all right. Well, ConorHughes here is a tactical gamer, but we also know he likes to use game facts. So, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics came out in a time where game facts didn't exist, and the internet was still message boards and AOL Instant Messenger. If you're too young to know what that is, you're better off for it.
True. No, they definitely had game facts, but I had the Prisma guide, which had all.
Yes, of course. How did I not realize?
I had the Prisma guide.
The official Ultimania Prism guide.
Which, by the way, it was a garbage guide. Like, I mean, honestly, like I think most of them probably are. But it had all the art, and I would always copy out the art from it.
That'd be very interesting to see a fusion of your art and Final Fantasy Tactics art, because it's so distinctive and the style is rad as hell. Like, it holds up after, 20 years. It has this sort of classic fantasy, the kind of stretchy proportions. I want to say people are almost always looking up in it. Like, the art style was designed that the viewer knew that they were looking at the character knew that a viewer was looking at them from above. The beginning of the 4th person perspective, the knowledge that there is an omnipresent audience.
Yeah, Akihiko Yoshida is definitely
this motherfucker name dropping the artist here.
Yeah.
God damn, Connor.
Yeah, he was definitely a big inspiration. And like, as far as like, when I like doing cross hatching now, and then for a long time, like I definitely liked trying to bring in some of that element to it, and bring in like his pencil style into a finished work. Was something I tried a few times, and his designs are just incredible in Tactics, and then also in Tactics Ogre. He's amazing. Yeah, most of the characters I'm looking now, most of the characters do look up-ish, but they aren't looking at like the player or anything.
Sure, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just believe with me, Connor. Believe that. So, we are seeing the rise of the 4th person perspective. So, first person perspective is, of course, writing or observing something yourself. Second person is the thing you're observing from that perspective. Third person is viewing from outside, right? So, over the shoulder video game third person. There's a rise in schools now of teachers talking about 4th person perspective, which is where kids will address any sentence that they have by saying, "Isn't that right, chat?" or things like that. They're so used to listening to streamers and the way that they talk and the way they always mention chat that they now refer to the people around them. They think it's okay. So, like for us, it would be weird to be like at a grocery store and be like, "Hey, chat, what's up?" Just like other people around you, just to address them while you're like picking bread up off the shelf or getting milk out of the freezer fridge. right? That would be weird. But for these kids, it's not, because their whole lives, literally every second of their lives, they have had omnipresent arbiters of discussion because they're watching these YouTube videos every single day. And so now, while they're doing stuff, they've adopted that language because I don't want to say they don't know better, but they just simply, that's how they've learned how to speak context. And they refer to the people around them as chat. So they just say things like, hey, chat, what's up? Or chat, let's take a look at this. It's wild, dude. Absolutely wild.
Are they referring to the literal people around them, or are they just talking like?
It can change whether they're just saying chat because that's how they've learned to speak and it's reflexive, or whether they are referring to the people around them. That's the crazy part, is that it's not clear. Wild, absolutely wild, beyond measure.
I gotta see this.
Talk to a local educator today.
I mean, my wife was.
You have 2 kids, man. You're gonna see it eventually.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they're watching a lot of Twitch. But the three kids are. We will.
Guy who broadcasts on Twitch believes his kids will not watch Twitch.
Well, I haven't. I mean, I haven't been exactly too frequent on Twitch lately. I mean, I guess.
Are you? Here's my question: are you gonna let your kids watch your Twitch stuff, and/or will you let them watch generic or not generic on the tabletop? Probably not on the tabletop until they're like 16.
Probably. I mean, they're not gonna want to watch that. They're not gonna want to watch their dad be cringe on the internet.
Be cringe. This guy's out here drawing world-class MILFs. Top tier comic artist ConorHughes.
I'm not sure they're gonna want to see that
You're
either.
you're in my Twilight 2000 game now. You're you know,
Sure.
you're in the artist credit section of the video, which I almost never do, but now I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I put them up on Instagram. Those portraits.
Perfect.
People seem to like. Hopefully they and I reference your name. I don't think you're on Instagram.
I'm not. But hey, what you could do is when we release the first episode, you could direct them YouTube playlists so that they could see your work in action.
Sure.
Giga brain. You sold out your country, traitor! Stop! Why won't you stop? I mean, it feels like his party members would definitely notice the fact that this dude is talking to nobody and is very clearly suffering some sort of mental assault. Would also be interesting if, like, this isn't a psychic assault and this is actually Ash having a nervous breakdown and he just becomes an evil dictator. That would be interesting too. And also, you like fucked up shit like that, so I can't discount that is a possibility.
I like fucked up shit like that, really. Just because I like Berserk. I mean, really.
I still have not read or seen any part of Berserk. I only know it from like memes and people being like, yep, that's guts, all right, or it's what Griffin would do. Shit like that.
The memes really, I mean, I will say, I will not defend all the memes are kind of like, they can be pretty cringe. So.
You're telling me that on like a 25-year-old series, the memes can be cringe? You're telling me on a series that like predates most of the people who like it being born, it could be pretty cringe?
I mean, I think
the thing I know most about Berserk is that it goes on hiatus for like years.
Well, I mean, now it's like, you know.
I know, he's dead, and
he's dead.
It is what it is, but you can't deny that it did go on hiatus quite often for long periods of time and seemed like it would never come back.
I understand.
Which honestly is probably like a solid quarter of the memes are about just that concept.
Yeah, there's memes, and then Gambino and young Gus's experience while he's hanging out with Gambino, which also I will not say on YouTube.
I don't know what any of the words you said except Gambino is Italian.
Yeah, Gambino is his surrogate father. God's his surrogate father. Yeah, I understand Kentaro Miura was a big pachinko fan, and that might have gotten in the way of the series.
This is actually one of my favorite observations about the Japanese manga industry is the huge number of manga artists and mangaka who make a big series and then are immediately caught for tax evasion. The Lock Horizon guy did it. Apothecary Diaries guy just got arrested for it. It happens all the time. Like, their series become famous, they make a reasonable amount of money, and then they just don't fucking report it. You know, they make it. They're making more than $40,000 or $50,000 a year as an artist, and all of a sudden they've lost the ability to account for what the fuck they're doing. And they all go to jail for tax evasion for 2 years, and the story gets stopped, and the animes get stopped, and Log Horizon Season 3 just isn't as good. God, what an anime. Let me say this about Log Horizon.
Okay.
The second season was being made at the same time that the anime that covered that part came out. So the novelization and manga of it were being made at the same time the series came out. So the author directly worked with the anime artists, and the final episode covered the released material that was coming out the same day. So like the final chapter of that arc of Log Horizon and the anime covered the same thing. That's how close it was. And because it, you know, it takes weeks and months to draw stuff for the anime, the artist was working with them directly for the season 2 material the whole time, had to, you know, work with the voice artist, had to write all the scripts. Like, it came down to the wire, and honestly, it was probably one of the best arcs of Log Horizon, which has a number of really good arcs and some really stinky arcs, some really, really bad arcs. Let's not talk about that too much, but
I've never heard of this anime.
Log Horizon?
Yeah, no.
It's very good. It's very, very good. So the reason it's good is that, well, the main villain character for the meta arc is like a big boob fox courtesan. And so in the game, you get a class and a subclass. And her subclass is like courtesan, and her main class is enchanter. And when it's an MMO, that's kind of, you know, whatever. But when they got sucked into the game, being a courtesan and being able to control NPCs suddenly became huge, and she became the ruler of most of Japan. And she's totally yandere for the main character. And I was like, yes, amazing, excellent, this is the best. But really, it just follows one guy who doesn't like structure and rules and MMOs, and he's, rather than being a raid leader, he's like the strategist and organizer. He's not good at talking to people, and the whole series is him becoming a guild leader from being a raid strategist. So he's good at like the bullshit out of nowhere strategy part, and he understands the mechanics of the game, but he has to understand that it's not a game anymore. It's now real life for him. And, you know, you can survive in an MMO with a raid group of 20 people, but you can't survive in real life when, you know, guilds can now contain thousands of people and they want to rule over you.
The real currency of power is people.
Yes.
That's what he's learning.
Which is why his enemy, being a courtesan enchanter, is such a big deal.
Right.
Because she is like the antithesis of him. She's not good at the game mechanics. She's bad at them, actually. She, in the past, when it was an MMO, she went to him for experience, asking, how do I become a good enchanter? But in fact, he was just good at being a courtesan. Ironic. But in the end, it's got a bunch of good side stories and only a couple of really cringe things, mostly involving harem bullshit, or one person saying some real out-of-pocket stuff. It's good. It's worth a watch.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of anime recommendations. Last time I had the recommendation for that European economics.
Maoyu?
What?
Maoyu.
Maoyu? I don't recognize that as the.
I'll get it for you. Hold on a second.
The main lady is a. Is it a cat woman?
The main lady is a cat woman in economics? Oh, you're talking. So you're talking about. No, she's a wolf. Hold on. I'm thinking. The traveling anime about medieval economics. Of course, I know this. It's about Holo the Wise Wolf and Kraft Lawrence. Oh my god! I'm just gonna Google Kraft Lawrence and see what comes up. Kraft Lawrence, TV character, Spice and Wolf. Yeah,
Spice and Wolf.
Look, here's the thing, Connor. I can give out dozens of anime recommendations. So let me be very clear. If you have to choose between Spice and Wolf and Log Horizon, Spice and Wolf is going to win 1,000,000% of the time. Now, if you have to choose between Maoyu and Spice and Wolf, those actually occupy pretty similar territory. I think Spice and Wolf has a more solid economic understanding. I think Maoyu is definitely more fantasy based and covers like kingdom level economics quite well. Like one of the main plot lines is potato farming, which is probably not what you would hear me normally say out of anime recommendations. But probably one reason I like Maoyu more than Spice and Wolf is that the main hero and heroine are both of a very similar looking age and are both adults. And the romance in Spice and Wolf is kind of questionable because she's supposed to be like a 15-year-old girl.
Right. Questionable.
But she's a 500-year-old wolf as well. Yeah. Well, if you can get past the first episode where she's naked, things get a lot better, but it's still... The romance part is definitely not the best part. The economics part is incredible, where Kraft Lawrence is like, looking at these coins, it's pretty interesting. Let me tell you more about medieval exchequering. And I'm like, oh shit, tell me more, Kraft Lawrence. And then they're like, oh man, I'm traveling with my companion. And I'm like, oh, okay, the romance part's back. All right. And another underage girl is also trying to fall in love with him. Get back to the coin thing. The gold is the important part. Kraft, figure out the thing about the gold.
I think the issue is if I'm going to watch it with my wife, neither of those are probably going to be large selling points. And that's like the time that I have to watch anime. It's like because I like to watch the dubs normally. I like to watch the subs normally, and that means I need to look at the screen, so I can't do it while drawing. So
I have to tell you, the dub for Spice and Wolf is considered to be legendary. It's pretty much like the recommended one.
Yeah.
But your wife doesn't like medieval economic discussion of coin weighting and silversmithing. I understand. All right. I'll have to think of another anime recommendation then. What are you both into? What's the intersection I can recommend stuff to the both of you?
Well, I mean, we've been really enjoying Delicious and Dungeon. We both enjoyed Cyberpunk. She used to be a big anime head in like high school, and then like kind of fell out with it. And I'm trying to like bring her back into a little bit more anime. So yeah, I mean that's sort of
Delicious and Dungeon is a high bar though.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
It's so good that I tried to make a TTRPG out of it, Connor. Yeah, I tried to get you into it back in the day, but you wouldn't listen to me then. And now you're like, oh yeah, I sit down and I watch it with my wife, and I'm like, curses!
Yeah, well, look, I mean, if I had the time at the time, I'd definitely, I'd read it. It's just a matter of, like, there's so much to read, there's so much to consume. And
telling me there's so much to do, so much to see?
So much Wait.
So what's wrong with taking the back streets?
So what's wrong with taking the back streets?
You never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Yeah, Connor. That's how it is.
I did like that movie at the time. I don't know. Although I don't know if it would hold
You
up.
liked the Mystery Men movie?
I mean, I liked it enough at the time.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah, no, wah, no, no, wah, no, no, no. I don't know what to say to that.
I always find Janine Garofalo funny.
I don't know who that is.
She's like one of the characters in it.
Okay.
One of the comedians. I mean, it's like a whole movie of comedians, really.
Yes, it is.
So, I think it's a fun concept.
Animes like those two. Boy, if you guys aren't watching Frieren, you are missing out.
Ryron, huh?
Frieren at the Funeral.
I think I've seen that recently.
So it's not an isekai, it is a fantasy. There's no isekai in it. It is about a 1,000-year-old elf whose party of adventurers kill the Demon King before the first episode. They end the demon threat in a 10-year journey. And the first chapter of the manga and the first episode covers the funeral of the hero of that party. And so all of the members of that party are either old and dying or dead. And Frieren is sent on a quest to form a new party of new heroes in order to figure out something behind the death of the hero. And 90% of the episodes are refollowing her old team's journey and how that relates to her new team's journey. And how I'm not spoiling anything to say that the hero was in love with her and she didn't realize it, because she was like, oh, a 10-year journey, that's like an instant in my eyes. And for him, he was like, this is my entire life, I love you so much. But he never said I love you the whole time. He demonstrated with his actions, which we can see as the journey goes on, because as they retravel their old path, we watch him fall more in love with her. So as the series goes on and we refollow their steps, it's so painful because she's starting to realize it, and now she knows she's lost something she can never have because he's dead. Frieren at the Funeral is incredible, and I've only talked about things that happen in chapter 1. Oh my god, it's so good.
It does go hard. And your summation is excellent.
The second season is going to be totally wild, too. The El Dorado arc will be fucking magnificent.
Alright, I'm going to send this along. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
You should know, not a lot of... we think of anime as very prolific, but it's not really that well thought of in Japan. Like, the regular people don't watch anime, basically. You know what I mean?
Really?
Almost everybody watches Frieren at the Funeral, and into Japanese slang lexicon has been added the phrase, that's what the hero Himmel would have done, is what parents are telling their children when they want them to do good things. Like the kid's like, I don't want to eat my vegetables. And their mom will be like, but that's what the hero Himmel will do. Because it's like a meme phrase that gets said a couple times in the show. And now it's become like a meme plastered everywhere on the Japanese internet and online. I'm saying online. I don't mean online. Line is a messaging app.
Oh, okay.
It is online, but when you post something on space line, just sort of clarify.
It is an awkward name for anyone who isn't in the know, at least.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, it is.
Sold it to me.
I think that you and your wife will enjoy it a lot. It's so good. It's so good. I love watching elves break down into cry as they realize that they fucked with a human for too long. All right, let's get back to playing this game.
Yeah.
Traitor, renegade, turncoat, you big jerk. Oh, wow. The harsh language. Someone stop these voices in my head. Oh, this could be the end of a Linkin Park song. Someone stop these voices in my head. No, I think I went Disturbed there, but oh boy, what the fuck is happening? Ash, what is it? Help me! Oh my god, did you just fucking kill her? Do not call me a traitor. Who's this? Wow, we haven't seen this guy for like half the game. What's going on? Vandal Heart is vying to control Ash's soul. His trauma from being called a traitor as a boy is emerging. What can we do? All of you, die, die, die. Stop. Stop it, Ash. Clive, look out! Ah! Wow. You know, the old master dying for the main hero definitely is in the cards, but killing your old master yourself. Wow. What have I wrought? Please, Clive. Please don't die. It's way better this way, Ash. What? I'll never forget that fateful day 18 years ago when I set your father up for a crime I committed.
Yeah, seriously. That might be coming.
Are you being serious, Connor?
I don't remember. I don't remember this. I don't remember this part of the story.
Eris, I'll cover you. Go at the back. No, Aldor. I won't forsake you. Aldor Lambert, surrender the traitor Eris. Stop it, Clive. You've been deceived. Don't interfere, or you'll be hurt too. Listen to me, Clive. This is part of a plan to ensnare Eris the Sage. I'll listen no more. Put up your sword. Didn't want to fight, but I have no choice. Have at you! Wow. That scream, very reminiscent of the death of the Terran Marine from StarCraft 1. I later found out that Aldor spoke the truth. They were just using me to sabotage the new government. After I discovered the truth, I tried to make a public announcement, but the person that deceived me had already been killed in the war. I said nothing for fear of derailing the peace process. And so, the truth has not been spoken until this day. That's right. Your father wasn't the real traitor. It was me. And you striking me down right now was just and true. Finish me off. Ash, your father was no traitor. Ash, believe in yourself and do the right thing. I didn't hit go ahead. He just automatically died in animation without me hitting anything. Clive, you were my real father because you killed my real father. We may yet save him. Let's return to town. Clive joins the party at the last second as a pre-promote. Now there's an idea. Getting ConorHughes playing a Fire Emblem game. Have you ever played Fire Emblem, Connor?
I played halfway something through one of the GBA ones.
Oh,
Advanced ones.
you have a Switch. You really should be getting Three Kingdoms.
I have a Switch, but I do not have time.
One day, Connor.
There's so many good games coming out this year, especially. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
It's real
Final Fantasy VII 2 Rebirth is pretty good.
Yeah,
I had to stop playing it to play Crusader Kings, but next week I'm gonna finish it up. I played the whole game 3 times on PlayStation, once on PC. I have 3 copies of it, and I never once considered the fact that Kasith might be Scottish. And so him being Scottish in the voice acting was a totally wild experience for me for about 30 seconds. And then I was like, this makes sense. But I always just imagined him as a bland office worker.
Yeah.
But he's actually like, oh, hey, laddie, it's me, Kate Sith. I can move this magical Moogle doll. I'm here to help you defeat Shinra. And I'm like, oh my god, Kate Sith, you're so Scottish. Oh no, laddie, why don't you have your fortune told? You have to go fight that wheel-eyed Sephiroth. I'm like, Kate Sith, say Sephiroth again. Sephiroth. But I nearly killed him. I'm in no condition to keep fighting. What are you talking about, Ash? I can never forgive myself. Listen to me, Ash. Your father, Clive, everyone was fighting for a better tomorrow. And almost all of our enemies are dead. Who is left to fight? We've destroyed Kane. We've pretty much taken out all the armies. Like, who's left to fight, really?
I think Dolph?
Dolph and his little sorcerer bud who wears heavy armor, whose name I don't remember. But do we really need to defeat Dolph? Like, I feel like we're over 90% of the way there. You mustn't use guilt as an excuse to avoid responsibility. You're right, Eleni. It's just as you say. I've been sleeping on Japanese philosophy for too long about the balance between honor and duty. For too long, I've allowed Giri and Ninjo to remain imbalanced in my heart. Complete your father's dying wish. Father's dying wish. That's the same ocarina from before. That's right, my father wanted me to play Epona's Melody.
Song of Storms.
He wanted me to play Zelda's Lullaby, the best Zelda song, but only by a hair. Unless you use Spanish steel string guitars, in which case what's the Gerudo Valley is the best one. The Gerudo Valley remix for Smash Brothers Ultimate was sick as fuck. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, Gerudo, that's a flapping song for sure.
Connor doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's just agreeing out of nowhere.
I could almost sing it, but I won't. I'll save everyone.
Yeah? What are the words to the Gerudo Valley song?
I did not know that were words.
All right, well, I got him there. That is correct.
Okay. But for me, it's the Song of Storms. I could literally be drawing for like 10 hours listening to that. I mean, it's been done.
10-hour Song of Storms extended loop on YouTube.
Yep.
Next time you're streaming, I'll make sure to add that to the bot request song list.
I don't think I have that thing anymore. But yeah, you do that.
All right, ConorHughes, where am I going next?
Glasgow City. Let's see.
The capital Shumeria.
Where's the? Okay, here's the guy. Sorry. Yeah, capital Shumeria. Another fun moment. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Next battle.
Okay. You started talking, but then you stopped.
I did. Because I was repeating what the guy had said at the end of the last battle. I didn't
see.
Take up time unnecessarily.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Monsters attacking Imperial soldiers. Help us. Tell us what's going on here. Counselor Dolph took the flames of judgment and holed himself up in the Great Temple 3 days ago. He said something about a magical ceremony to destroy the rebel army. After that, powerful monsters appeared and nearly wiped us out. This country is finished. What's going on at the Great Temple? I think I know what happened. A powerful negative force is wielding the flames.
The resultant dark energy has created a vortex to some dark and evil dimension. I think probably it could happen.
Exactly.
Zeno, is this what you wanted all along?
My heart has ever yearned to know.
To what heady heights a man may climb, have he but the will and the power.
Teacher, I'll not allow you to stop me from my dream. I decided to give him like a Darth Vader-y voice.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Strategy guide, go!
Okay.
Bahamut.
Lure the Bahamut's forward and stick a few arrows in them. When the Hell Knights approach, they are considered armored units, at least where the horrible magic weakness is concerned. The M Cannon and the Mega Guard units share this affinity for damage, although they won't approach en masse until the allies start to round the fountain. Using Plasma Wave, which you don't have, so I won't read that. Speaking of which, archers and salamander flingers can really score some pot shots by staying on one side of the fountain and picking off the weaklings. This works better if there aren't as many mages to hit back the next turn, but if it's doable, but it's still doable. When the mages converge, however, it can spell disaster, since they're almost always attack Ash or the weakest person if he's in range. Hold back and pick them off one by one, making them use Evil Stream instead of Dark Hurricane. Xeno's magic is off the wall awesome, but he can be attacked like a normal minion also, his defense is just better. The Mojo robe near the start should definitely be obtained, but the gold axe in the southeast street corner is a waste. It has 0 attack, and there should be 2 obtained already anyway. So there you go. Damn.
Wow.
Rough stuff there.
We've reached the end game at long last. So is this the last battle or the second to last battle?
This is the second to last battle.
I have to tell you, since you're not going to play Three Kingdoms, I'm just going to spoil this part of the game, a very minor part of the game for you. In one of the paths, in the Black Eagle's path, there are 3 separate battles that they fake you out as being the last battle of that path.
Wait,
And
Three Kingdoms?
Yes. It's called Fire Emblem Three Houses. Three Houses.
Okay, I'm like, Three Kingdoms, the Chinese epic?
No, Three Houses. What'll happen is that the other paths are like 25 or so episodes long. The Black Eagle's path is almost 30 episodes long. And when you hit like the 25th chapter, they're like, all right, everyone, this is it, the final battle. And then like the new final boss appears. And the next battle, they're like, this is the final battle. And then you go like 2 or 3 more chapters. And then someone in game says like, this is the final battle. And another person goes, yeah, I've heard that before. So funny. The true Black Eagle's path is the best, easily the best story in the whole game. And it's so funny because that was the first one I went for way before strategy guides came out, way before anybody else was finishing the game. You know, I got it and was doing True Black Eagles, and it kind of sucks because once I did True Black Eagles, I was like, let me try the other paths, and I was like, wow, this story is not as good. Like, I easily picked the best one by far. So funny. All right, I have to put someone out as bait, and it should be an archer, so that they will take less damage defensively. May Bahamut shield you. The Baba Yaga. Sorry, what did they say about these dark mages? I should be jumping them, or I should be drawing them towards me?
Dark mages. Are they called Hell Knights?
No, but tell me more about the Hell Knights.
When the Hell Knights approach, they're considered armored units, so they're weak to magic. Watch out for the Salamander Flingers. And the Archers. When the mages converge, however, they can spell disaster. Hold back and pick them off one by one, making them use Evil Stream instead of Dark Hurricane. So, yeah, you don't want them to get the use their AoEs on you.
I may just pull my line back and keep letting them come in towards me.
Sounds good.
I don't know if it does sound good, Connor. You know, I like to be very aggressive and control as much territory as possible, so these sort of defensive battles do not suit my temperament well.
Just consider yourself to being aggressive in your deception.
I don't agree with that.
No? Yeah. Okay.
I don't agree with
I'm not sure if I agree with it either, frankly.
aggressive deceiving. Yeah. What is this guy doing? Dark Hurricane. Okay, well, he picked two people up. It's not great.
Yeah, this is the thing they said to avoid.
This guy might be dead. Oh no, we're gonna absolutely fuck these dudes up. Once these guys are in position, I'm going to aggressively counterattack. Oh, here's Evil Stream. Here we go. Oh, wow. Dolan take it out first once again. I'm telling you, man, the game just automatically calculates Dolan as the most viable target and just murders him every time.
I think it's a momentum thing, possibly. Like, since he's the lowest level,
Yeah,
they just go for him always.
I agree.
And that creates a loop.
I'm okay with losing Dolan. Losing Clint right there was probably not great, but Dolan has zero value to me to begin with. Here's the big thing. I suggest Three Houses Fire Emblem because it's very much like this game where you move around and then tactically level up and choose how to do that stuff, but also the people who you fight next to give you a relationship bonus. Like every time you fight while in a cardinal direction adjacent to somebody, it builds your relationship up, and then when you go back to camp, you can have scenes of how your relationship plays out, and that'll increase the bonuses you get while standing next to each other, and also can help determine who you form partnerships with and or marry as the game goes on. And in Fire Emblem Awakening, getting married was a big deal because your kids were part of the second half of the storyline. And so you could have an army made up only of children who had all of their parents' OP ass abilities, which was great. It was so good. In the
Raidens.
In the final storyline, because there were 3 different story paths, there was the good kingdom, the bad kingdom, and then the third one was like you have to beat one of the other storylines in order to unlock it because it was the true path. If you did the true path, you could get all of the characters from both storylines, and you could have all of them have kids, and you would have just enough kids to have your hero, your wife, and every kid, and that would be your whole army. And it was so fucking powerful. It was so powerful. All of the kids got married, but they didn't have kids themselves. And the final battle for me was literally like 1 turn. Because if the final boss acts at all, he basically starts killing people indiscriminately, like large numbers. And the draw of most Fire Emblem games is that whoever's alive at the end gets special scenes. And I want to make sure everyone was alive. So I had to have the most OP ass shit to murder the final boss in 1 hit. And I did.
Yeah.
I do love murdering bosses. I mean, I'm spamming magic out, and these guys are not really getting that affected. I'm going to be honest with you.
True.
This is
let's see if they said which magic. M Cannon and Mega Guard units share this affinity. No, so it doesn't say like what spells to cast. But nice.
Other sorcerer, because otherwise I'm in trouble. Well, my whole team's now spread out and surrounded, so these bad guys are going to be able to pick who they want to attack. But probably I'm losing 1 or more person here. These dark mages can deal way too much damage. Question now is, do I heal? Do I attack? Try to remove. Like this guy would be very easy to. No longer a theoretical exercise. Heal in my mind. Can't get any advantages. So close, Grog, so close. Alright, that's not that bad. Those attacks are survivable. I think our little ninja here can probably just physically attack. Finish this guy off, and that'll just leave 1 guy. Probably he can't kill anybody. Get in here and do a little healy heal. So unless this mage knight dude can 1-hit kill somebody, we're gonna get through this round.
All right.
What are you drawing right now, Connor? You're using your "I'm drawing right now" voice.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just curious what you're drawing. You use a specific tone of voice when you're drawing. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's because drawing occupies a specific place in my brain, which is most of it, I suppose. And then in turn, talking it becomes difficult.
In a world of darkness, machine robots rule the land alongside demons, is apparently the moral of this story. Oh, I guess they're supposed to be golems, which... yeah, that makes more sense than robots. But now I just want to imagine that they're from a science fantasy future with robots.
Yeah, I mean that's where Zohar is sort of from, right? He's got sort of like a science thing going on.
Does he?
The most his timeline.
Powerful
well, they have like
mage.
street lamps and things like that. I mean, like relatively speaking, that's advanced for this world.
This world has street lamps. There's street lamps right here.
Oh. True, yeah.
Yes, ConorHughes, when thinking about advanced technology, chooses the street lamp, a 2,000-year-old technology invented by the Romans.
Yeah. But then it got lost, right? So it's obviously advanced enough where it can get lost.
All right. And I have no follow-up to that. He's right. He's out of line, but he's right. Split my mages? Don't think so. How else will I spam AoE spells unless my mages are combined into a central fortification unit? This sounds like something said by like a aggressively evil empire moments before the rebellion calls down a mega lightning strike on their position, and then, you know, this is the end of the first arc. Well, probably the second arc. The first arc is like the rebellion comes together with a desperate plan. Second arc, they wipe out the mages. Third arc, they realize that was just a Imperial Expeditionary Force fucking around, and now the true wrath of the Empire comes down on the rebellion's province. They need to get allies in the desperate struggle to survive, because next year or next season, the Empire will be arriving, and this time it's for real. They're not messing around anymore.
And they will come to know humility.
Wow, Connor, that's what the fuck, dude?
I don't know.
In his heart, ConorHughes will always be a member of a rebellion against the Empire. It doesn't matter which empire it is or what the rebels do.
That's
He
right.
just wants everyone to be humbled. Oh.
By the rebellion? I thought we were talking about the Empire coming to tell them
Oh, sure.
to be humble.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Evil stream. Oh, if you killed this guy, it's gonna be a big deal for me. Ooh, it's getting close.
That
That's-
MDF coming in, though.
Yeah. Closer than I'd like.
Right. What's this gonna be? This is
Evil stream.
that guy,
I'm the archer.
the archer, Darius.
That's okay. He's probably gonna counter snipe him. Wow.
No, he's not. He's at an angle.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
that's unfortunate. That might kill him.
This battle's almost over though. Oh, it happens.
What?
It happens to me so often that it's so great when it happens to them.
I do like the block. And the counterattack mechanic.
Uh-oh.
That looks bad.
I had not considered that this guy could enter the battlefield. He immediately goes for Zohar as well. Perfect. Yep. All right. You creeps, I won't forget this. It actually doesn't hurt that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not that bad. Okay, so now all my enemies are concentrated on one side of the map. Let's see what phase shift looks like from here. Oh, it has to be concentrated on her. Roman fire just ends up being better. In it, no matter what. Well, his magic defense is solid. So's theirs. Meow 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 meow. Wow, got it, boys. Let's see. Ooh. Where's that one dragon? There he is. Not exactly hiding, but. Uh-oh. Being adjacent probably didn't help. I was styling and I shouldn't have been. We're gonna have a lot of trouble getting anybody down. I have to tell you, Connor, this whole round might have been a mistake. The counterattacks are gonna be absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah, this game is pretty unmerciful, like compared to say something like, really, honestly, Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, I had a way easier time when I played that. Once I learned how to level up. This game, you're sort of locked into playing each round fairly well because you really want to make sure all your characters are leveled up, generally. And you don't want to lose people because, of course, you lose money, and that
They're gone forever.
Negative spiral effect.
Oh, sorry, that's the premise of Fire Emblem games, by the way. When you lose a character, they're gone forever from your party.
Right. Yeah.
That's why most Fire Emblem games also include a mechanic that lets you turn back time.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, if I were playing that game, especially now, I mean back in the day rather, I would be save scumming for sure. I mean, I ain't gonna let anyone die. I had real trouble adapting to, say, Total War at a certain point, or like even XCOM, because I'd be like, no one can die.
I mean, in XCOM, if someone dies, it's a big fucking deal. Your whole run could be over if someone dies.
Yeah, if it's in the
Trust me, as someone who beat Iron Man, Commander Mode, XCOM Long War, XCOM 2, and XCOM 2 Long War, I fucking know what it takes to survive long term in those games. And Long War is brutal, dude. It's a custom mod that makes it so that the game takes about 4 times as long, and your soldiers will 100% be put out of commission. Like, you can't just have one team and keep them on every single mission. It is absolutely essential that you have at least 2 or more teams at any given time so that they can cover multiple mission spots, because they included a mechanic that'll put you in the hospital. Your guys will just be so exhausted and nearly dead that they cannot go on a mission. 1 or more people are probably about to die right here. No? Okay. Oh, we still have Xeno's magic, though. Xeno probably about to blast some asses. That's what they call him, old Xeno ass blaster. Brother, you made a mistake coming closer to me. Like, yeah, you're gonna kill somebody here? I'm absolutely gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna hit you back for this. Xeno's still up. Zohar's still up. Priest is still up. Grog's dead. Well, I love that they're only killing melee fighters, which really says something about melee fighters late game in this particular series. That without magic or range, you're shit. Whoever designed this game, definitely a D&D fan for sure. Alright, let's ping him. Diego from the side. No one has ever seen him. No one has stopped him. He is the stealth sniper. We got Xeno. We got him, brother. I wonder if we can do this in one go. So let's get the mages forward, and then we'll need to bring forth the healer to heal the mages after they blow their loads here. Salamander's supposed to be good, right? Field magic, yep. Let's see how we do. Problem is everything here has fucking magic resisting it out the ass. Maybe that's the real reason they're killing all the melee fighters, is because they know it's the only thing that can damage them. This isn't bad.
Well, against the golem, it's gonna do well. Decent. I wouldn't say great. What do you expect?
Salamander. Got any plans for next week, Connor?
Working. I mean, usual. Why, is there anything happening next week?
No. I mean, the eclipse, of course, but I'm just... Listen, Connor, I'm making small talk. I'm asking. Connor, what are your hobbies?
Do I need to get aware? Do I need to be aware of something that's occurred?
No. Jesus. So paranoid. Gosh.
Hobbies. Lately I posted, I think, on your food channel. I've been taken to making bread because I eventually came to the conclusion that everything that I don't know if this is not interesting. Stop me if it isn't. But the bread that you get in the stores is either garbage or expensive, and so I'm like, how hard could this really be? And actually, honestly, the bread I'm making now is fantastic. It's quite good. And then the idea was, I learned how to do it now, and then my kids will get to enjoy something homemade that they will appreciate, hopefully, as a unique thing or whatever.
It's a delicious bread, yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite things. Is just good bread. I'm a man of simple pleasures, as Charlie will attest as well. I'm a friend to the burger and to bread.
Well, Xeno just blocked the melee attack from the strongest character in the game, so I don't know where to go from there. It's going to be a rough round. We're going to absolutely get multi-magic casted on us.
WAP. Hobbies?
I mean, gaming, getting Twilight 2000 Episode 2 turned into an animation.
Yeah. I don't your creativity leaves much room for hobbies, but I know you like to shoot, correct?
I have not taken my rifle out of its case since COVID.
Okay. It's not lately.
And I would not consider that to be a hobby, just to be very clear. I mean, I'm the kind of cringy guy that's like, hey, I have that gun. But also, I know how to use the gun, and I know not to play around with it. So, unfortunately, Connor, I must say I don't shoot casually. I shoot to get my weapon sighted in, and to make sure that I still feel like I'm minimally trained with the gun.
Yeah, I guess it's not quite a hobby. I mean, even if you
Oh, there are plenty of people it is a hobby for, but
yeah,
there are few gun ranges left around here. The one I used to go to in Maryland is it's on a bunch of watch lists.
Oh, okay.
It was used as a recruiting ground for a bunch of domestic terrorist groups, like white supremacist groups. And then at COVID, college kids would drive down there with their pistols and would walk up behind people who were shooting and rob them and steal their cars and all their guns from them.
Wow.
Yeah, it kept happening. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get caught out. I can't even imagine like what a gunfight would be like at a firearms range. Like what if someone drove up and was getting their gun out of their car and heard a scuffle between a bunch of dudes that were robbing another bunch of dudes? Could you imagine if the shooting starts and now you have 3 separate groups of people, none of whom understand what's going on, all shooting at each other at very close range? Like, that's a risk I wouldn't. Oh no, Ash just died.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the game.
Damn.
We're done here. I attacked Xeno and he fucking blocked it. I mean, if he hadn't blocked, he only has like 20 health. I would have got him.
Yeah.
I think we should call it in for today, Connor.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, these are 2 battles, so there's 2 battles left. So in theory, we could finish up the game next week.
Yes, I agree.
2 battles, 2 full.
I've
battles.
demoralized the shit out of myself losing this battle.
Yeah.
The block was brutal. It was so brutal. It was dirty and it was unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe use the support mechanic. Make more use of that. I don't know.
I think I'm just not going to try to charge in and kill Xeno in one hit this time.
Yeah, that's probably advice.
I'm not going to try to speed run the end of the game.
Yeah.
This episode was made solely for Gymtopia, the only person who watches the show.
Thank you, Gymtopia. Appreciate you.
Any closing thoughts, ConorHughes?
Oh, geez, don't paralyze me with fear like that. Oh, I clamp up.
It's so weird how people like lose their mind when you ask literally anything.
Closure is something that someone like me has a difficult time offering.
Oh wow, what a callback!
Is it? Wait, what did I call back
to the beginning of to midway through where we were talking about not remembering our childhoods. I assume that's why you're bringing up closure, but maybe you're not.
No, that is good. No, yeah, that's definitely what I was doing for sure.
Interesting.
WAP, closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts is someone just posted in the Twilight 2000 game channel saying that they're also a fan of Jagged Alliance 2. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect.
Nice.
That's my audience right there, is people who like Jagged Alliance 2.
I gotta play that sometime. I haven't. I picked, back when I was quite a bit younger, I picked up one of those early real-time tactical games, and it was just a little too hard for me. But, because I was like 7 or something. But it
If
was
you
pretty
are
cool.
playing Dragon Alliance 2, you have to get the unofficial 1.13 patch. It makes the game so much better. It adds thousands of guns, a more comprehensive shooting system, a bunch of additional quests. You know, it's basically like 15 years of the fans sending a love letter in.
I do like those kinds of patches for sure.
Yeah, it's dope as hell.
But so many games, too little time for sure.
You got to make the time. That's why I only sleep 2 hours a day. Now that's a reference to Leverage.
You know that comic where the guy's like, I have no time for gaming, and then he pulls out
Yeah.
or do I? I love that one.
All right. We'll be back next week.
Yeah,
That was a question.
As far as I know. Sounds
All right.
good.
We'll be back next week. Now, see, the first time I said it with an inflection to indicate it was a question. The second time, it was a statement.